And it's showtime. Welcome back, Caitlin. How's it
Hey.
going?
Oh man, we are in such a storm of activity as we're getting ready for San Diego. Of course, today is the Legacy Cal V2 base edition drop. So excited to see the outcome. I don't know if you've checked out the Legacy Cal V2 yet. Have you? Have you
Yes,
taken a look?
yes, I have. I've had a look. It's in the store, uh,
Mhm.
and yeah, it's
It's pretty
looking.
sick.
Yeah, it's looking. Yeah, a little bit more.
So
Well, trimmed
yeah, I
up.
mean, this is exciting because this is a collectible that has really been impacted directly by the community's votes. Obviously, for those of you who've collected Legacy Cowls, each month you've had an opportunity to vote on leads to pursue in Gotham City. Some of those have impacted the collectibles that you see each month. Some of those have impacted the path of the nefarious Legacy Cowls swarm, which those of you who have braved your base edition may have been able to start seeing content that showcases that side of our story. But the V2 also reflects the upgrades that the Legacy Cal has made every time you all have made a choice and found a way to overwrite and overcome the Legacy Cal's defenses. It, of course, has been updating every time. And I think a lot of you in the community have been deciphering clues and learning what that means. But there's so much more to come.
Hmm. Yeah, no, absolutely. I think. Um, yeah, there's been a lot of variants so far
Mm-hmm.
with this one, and yeah, we were just wondering. Like which one do we need all of them, or like is it like you pick the ones that you like the most, or how is it gonna impact us? I know it's like a lot to be seen, and I know you can't really reveal everything yet, but how
Well,
is this? Yeah.
I will say all of our programs are built for the community to be able to decipher and influence them.
Hmm.
So, I know that you all are working together to uncover clues in each variant edition. I know that, some of these editions will resonate more with each of you than others. We're really working to make sure that each of these limited editions does have that exclusivity, that
Hmm.
each one reflects the community's interest and votes, and all of them are ultimately part of the same storyline of the Legacy Cal, where citizens of Gotham City are facing off against the first DC supervillain created with the votes of fans. And this is defining stories, including April's vote, which selected the location for our first print comic, our
Hmm.
first print original, Catwoman Legacy Cal, which is coming
Yes.
out Thursday. We're
This.
giving away those print editions on site, and then there's a limited collector's edition in the DC3 sale and on site redemption for anyone at San Diego Comic Con. We're so excited to get the world that Batcowl holders have defined into the hands of more DC fans
Mhm.
and being able to really reflect all of the experiences and the participation that community has done so far in this ongoing expanding story world.
Wow. Talk to me about this one because to me this one is not something I really like expected, especially when we've been so Batman focused.
Oh.
So suddenly like I mean I guess the legacy Cal takes on different forms, right? Based on its
Oh.
enemies and yeah, yeah. Again, like I
Oh.
don't yeah, I know.
Well, I mean, I think we're all familiar with phases in big story worlds now,
Mm,
right? The MCU has probably primed us for that, right?
mhm,
So, for the first 2 years of the Batcal program, we built our first story arc together. All of the Batcal holders, members of the GCDK, have defined Batman's first story arc in this series. With the release of the Legacy Cal collection, we're in a new phase of storytelling where citizens of Gotham City are facing off directly in the online experiences, in the collectibles, and defining the stories that are taking place in Gotham City during this phase. So, obviously, citizens of Gotham City, I know that some of you in the community have started theorizing about who some of these leads might indicate, what some of these leads might mean. And the first payoff, of course, is Catwoman Legacy Cowl. We're
mm.
taking community votes into the writer's room. We're making sure that everything is connecting back to the stories that you've already established with your votes and continuing to build, introducing new characters and opportunities into these original comics.
Oh man, I just like I said, like my mind is blown. Especially like I'm like, what Catwoman? And then
Yeah.
is she gonna have her cat cowls, or is this different, or is it gonna
Well,
be?
I mean, for attendees at San Diego Comic Con, they'll be able to collect an exclusive limited edition. Well,
Yeah.
it's an open edition redemption of Catwoman Claws, another Overdrive component that's compatible
Ah,
with Overdrive, and of course, get that gorgeous Catwoman edition Legacy Cowl.
oh
You
yeah.
know, this is an opportunity for new people to join the Legacy Cowl collection. For all of you, whether you're in the GCDK or in Harley Quinn crew, to be working with other citizens in Gotham City to take on the evil minions of the Legacy Cowl. It's a great, fun phase
Hmm.
where we haven't defined what Batman's story is yet, right? Because the Batcowls haven't done that with us.
No,
But
no, we haven't.
this world is bigger. There are so many more characters, so many more tendrils and perspectives to explore, and that includes each one of you. Because when you have a legacy, Cal, you are a citizen of Gotham City. You get to play along and help define this story. I get really nerdy about this because this is the first time that users have had a first person perspective in the story with our Batcowls, with Harley Quinn crew as parts of a DC experience. It's really special. And those fan votes, the community votes that we're running, obviously they directly affect what's going on in our collections, but they're also having direct impact on this story. And one of our big goals is to make sure that as many fans as possible have the opportunity to connect to these stories and progress and the amazing collectibles and community that has been established for the DC programs.
Yeah, you mentioned this as well. You mentioned, I guess, like based on what we've decided to craft, and then
Mm-hmm.
based on how many of the base V2s we choose to get,
Mm-hmm.
like, or not get, and do all of those. I guess we'll. I mean, 2 days is like a long time for me. Yeah.
Sure. No, I mean, and
Would there be more interest, I guess, in the Catwoman Legacy Cow on the new style? Whereas, because obviously we've had quizzes before, but now it's just purely based on interaction so far.
so
Yeah.
what I can say
Yeah.
is we've announced a lot of features that are still coming up. We've talked about, it, and our team is really working diligently on them and they are in progress. So I'm really excited that there will be some updates on self custody in the next weeks. I can't tell you when because we
Oh, yeah.
have plans, but we're not going to announce anything until our technical team is ready to bring it to you. We're not going to be putting you all through stops and starts if we can avoid it. We've talked about things that we announced in January. You can see our current journey plan and our release notes updating on candyupdates.com. But all of our experiences and features around the Legacy Cowl and for past collections are tied into what the community does. We are learning and adapting from each vote, each drop, and each engagement we do with you. So when I say we're building this story with you in real time, I mean it. Like we are making choices that are defined by the choices the community is making with us.
Mhm.
And while we have some, real like things we've defined, there are going to be 11,544 total possible duplicate legacy cows that are out there in Gotham City.
Mhm.
Whether you all choose to collect and overwrite them will have an impact on what happens in the story next. If you
Mhm.
all were to collect them all and craft them all into sort of neutralized safe mode editions, whether those are ice or safe mode or whatever, that's going to have an impact on the story. If there are 10,000 still at large when we've gone through all of these releases and these programs, that affects the story too. So as we're working with DC editorial and working with our creative teams to make sure we're defining the next phase of everything, we're definitely seeing what you want, what you're doing, and responding to that impact.
Yeah, I think it's kind of easy to get lost or have short-term memory. I think the things that I was gonna ask you was like, um,
Yeah.
what challenges so far have you had with DC storytelling and story world set in a Web3 audience, especially
Mhm.
coming off of a 2 year charged roadmap,
Mhm.
and then obviously now we're like it feels like a legacy cal phase.
Mhm.
Um, and it's nice to hear, and it's nice to see you actually wear a Batcowl as a background. I know it's hard to. It's like I'm gonna say, like, it's tough when a lot of us, are pro Batcowls only, but it's tough when you're trying to build a world around it. And
Mhm.
as you said, and I think I'm just gonna repeat this for everybody, the Batcowl story hasn't actually come out yet. Like it, and since 1059, remind me, we haven't, like, since 1059. I think the first page of the Batman the Legacy Cowl comic, we haven't seen a Batcowl yet or been mentioned, or like, and it's like it's 2 years and a bit now, right? And it's still, hmm,
So I'll say that the storyline that we're telling obviously connects to the Batcowl. It's been very explicit.
mhm,
The Batcowls have defined online experiences, and the votes of the Batcowl voters have made their way into 4 original comics in an ongoing saga.
yes,
So I will suggest that, it's had a significant impact on DC Comics storylines.
mhm,
We're continuing to build it forward. We're continuing to build this story that you all are creating with us. And the Batcowls give you the opportunity to have a first person perspective in Gotham City, to be part of this experience and part of this world. Now, how that comes to life, I mean, we've obviously seen some gorgeous artist sketches with the artist editions in May,
mhm,
is an ongoing process. So I will say, when you check out the content of Catwoman Legacy Cal, I cannot wait to hear how you all enjoy the book once you've had the opportunity to read it. I
mhm,
hope we can have some more conversations. Beyond that, there is a reality that we want to give creative space to you all to be part of this program, to create experiences, to be part of this world, and to the creators we're working with to expand the world. So we get to work with amazing talent. Dan Abnett, obviously, Pablo Kolar, the team at DC Editorial. Catwoman Legacy Cal is written by the amazing Cavan Scott.
mhm,
He has worked on Star Wars, Vikings, it really incredible talents
mhm,
who are accustomed to working in these expanded worlds. And I'd say the biggest challenge that we have is the fact that we are working to make sure we can include and respect the audience member as a character in this world, and to
mhm,
continue to build this out.
mhm,
For me, taking off my creative team hat as an audience member, I totally understand the tension between I want everything I want now. I only want to binge shows. I only want to do extended collector's editions of stories that I'm reading. I don't like waiting. I hate it in my personal life.
mhm,
But working and producing these stories, building these stories and these creative content, it takes time. We have to focus as we're building out. And it means that I want to show you more, but I also can't, because I want to make sure there's space to learn from what you all are saying, from connecting it with creators who are going to extrapolate it how they think is going to be most artistically and creatively satisfying. And over time, we can do anything, but practically, we have to follow a release schedule that respects that human time is limited.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Again, of course, after reading the Catwoman the Legacy Cowl, I'd love to, like,
Mhm.
pick your brain a bit more.
Totally.
It's almost like, and I know Legacy mentioned this the other day. It's like, he posts like some role playing stuff on Twitter, and ultimately he wants his Batcal to, like, have its own story within, and I guess within this story world. And what kind of things are we going to be able to do that? I guess not today, but are those the sort of things that's possible in the future?
I'm sorry, say it again. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
that's okay. Like having our Batcal in the storyline, like create our own storyline in the future. Is that some remote possibility that we'll be able to do that? Like a community members being selected for the first run to be able to have their Batcals featured in some of these storylines. Is that on the cards?
I can say I can't comment on it. And this is one of those triggers where I am like, okay,
Okay.
Within the parameters of our partnership with DC, what I can tell you is what we've talked about in
Okay.
this case, which
Okay.
is the community votes are defining the narrative that we're building with DC Editorial Live. That said, we also love the Batcowls. It's a huge part of this universe. We have been able to integrate, you know, call outs and Easter eggs before, and we plan to continue.
Mhm.
Beyond that, I can't speak to what is coming in part because it is a real time strategy.
Okay. You've so okay again another one. So you've mentioned. Can you talk to me a bit more about because I kind of asked you offline. I said, well, what happens if, let's say, all these 3,500 editions, let's say we meant out half of it. What does that affect the storyline at all, or
Absolutely.
right?
We've talked about there are about 11,000 legacy cowls at large in Gotham City connected to the Rogue AI. The number that the citizens of Gotham City are able to collect, the number that they choose to overwrite, that has a massive impact on the story we tell next.
Hmm. Like ripple effects.
Mm-hmm. Every choice that you all make has an impact on the future of this story.
Mm. And will you be in Comic Con for the 25th and 28th? Those are dates that you
Yeah.
have. Okay.
So at Comic Con, Shay and I are going to be at the DC booth every day, and we
Yay.
will be handing out 600 limited print editions of Catwoman Legacy Cowl each day on a first come, first served basis.
Wow.
I'm super excited about this. It is the first time one of the original comics created with fan votes in this storyline has been available in print, and it looks amazing. Our partners at DC have shown me copies, but I haven't seen the book in my own hands yet. It's gorgeous work. Kevin has done an amazing job on the story. Fico Ocio has done gorgeous interior arts, and of course the cover art that's on the print edition, and also those variants that you're seeing in the DC sale of our limited editions are by the legend John Boy Myers.
Mhm.
If you're not familiar with him, he's worked on projects like Spawn. He's been core to the artistic development of programs including Marvel Snap and League of Legends. His work on this book is incredible. And, it's really exciting to be able to work with talent who is this excited about working with a community driven storyline. The thing that I say every time I'm looking at one of these originals is that it is actually a really exciting comic story. We have seen all sorts of licensed extensions in the past, but these are incredible DC stories, incredible comic stories that stand alone,
Mhm.
even without the community votes, even without the participation in online experiences and the collectibles that are part of this program. They stand up against any comic in the DC canon.
Mhm. Oh, Caitlin, honestly, I'm blown away by these covers, this storyline. Like,
Mhm.
I think it's something truly like special, and I'm not just saying that. Like,
Mhm.
I do want them. Like, seriously, I want to collect them, and I can't wait to open and read them just because
Yeah.
it's the next chapter to the Legacy Cow series,
Yeah.
and it's been so tight lipped that it's only like when the Comic Con announced. And
Um,
suddenly there's a next chapter, like chapter 4 almost, right? So
and this has been part of our programs for months now. So, I've been quiet in part because we've been building towards these new releases.
yeah,
But this comic reflects the location that was part of the first vote of Legacy Cal voters. So back in April, you all determined the location of this comic. We are playing with different ways to include community votes, not just in the comic, but in experiences and collectibles that you've already seen rolling out.
mhm,
But these programs are experiments, and your reactions to them impact the way we choose to move them
I see.
forward. So,
Yeah,
Catwoman, the Legacy Cal, it's she's a citizen of Gotham City too, and she's encountering these rogue AI cowls, right?
yeah,
So, more I'll leave till tomorrow for you all to check out
yeah,
inside the book.
absolutely. Yeah,
But
yeah.
it is. again, it's a major moment for fandom. It's a major moment for the opportunity of fans to be part of that creative process, even though the voting impact is different than what we had for Batman Legacy Cal and the exclusive access that Batcowl holders have gotten to the voting process.
So can you talk to me through? So you mentioned it's 600 physical copies, first come first serve, right? For
Each day.
each
Each
day.
day. Because,
Uh,
I mean, obviously San Diego is a massive attendee base.
yeah, I was gonna say,
Um,
and
yeah.
then okay, so each day, and then the claw is open edition. Did you say?
Yes, so there's also a digital twin that people can redeem, a collection exclusive cover of Catwoman Legacy Cowl that'll be available from inside the book as well as from signage at San Diego. For anyone who uses that code, they can get the digital twin of the book and the Catwoman claw. Um, Other folks will need to find that in the marketplace. We know that this is an exclusive, and we hope that you all will want to find it if you are not in San Diego, but really excited to introduce a wide range of new DC fans to our programs, to this storyline in progress, and invite them to be part of this experience with all of you.
Yeah. So there's 3,000 editions.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen like there's one in early access and five maximum per account.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that means that these physicals, there's like 2,400 over 5 days. I'm not sure if my maths have stacked up correctly there.
Mm-hmm.
But so it's not like you scan it for the digital edition. You still have to buy like two separate sales. So
So the open edition is a convention exclusive cover. For those of you who get the DC3s from the sale opening on Thursday, you'll be the only ones with access to these tiers of rarity and these exclusive covers. We want to make sure that folks who are not at Comic-Con have the opportunity to enjoy the books, but also to respect that, our collectors have a desire for exclusive rarities and opportunities to look behind the scenes and have these variant edition covers for each of our DC3 drops.
okay. So please.
Yeah.
So the people at home that can't attend will have an allocation, will they? Or
So the people who aren't able to attend San Diego can pick up Catwoman the Legacy Cowl in a DC3 drop on Thursday, or
okay.
of course in the secondary marketplace. The
Yep.
Catwoman Claw will be exclusive redemption for folks who get that print edition book and who are attending at San Diego. So that's going to be an open edition Catwoman Claw redemption, and that convention exclusive cover will be an open edition redemption for folks on site at San Diego.
Aha. I see. I see.
I know there are a lot of moving parts,
There is
but
a lot. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I guess it's a great way to. I mean, I've been in the SDCC chat over at the new DC Discord, just trying to get links. Like, is there scope for us to um, get these transferred, or is that like just basically sell them on the market if you want, like let's say, is it one per person that attends? I know I'm really being like
I mean, the open edition convention exclusive, there are going to be many more than these limited edition DC3s available for purchase. I'm excited to see them hit the marketplace. I'm excited for all of you to be able to enjoy this content. But there's always a push pull between being able to create exclusive content for an on site event and making sure that everyone who is outside that event can also enjoy this new part of our programs. So, I we're doing everything we can think of that makes sense to be able to make this accessible while also ensuring that there are really wonderful collectible exclusives for folks who are thinking that way at home.
hmm, there's a lot of like
So I think in answer to Meet Angel here, this is a Legacy Cal story. It's connected to the Legacy Cal votes. Um, and the Catwoman claws are from Catwoman. So she's provided this as another component that can be used to overwrite the Legacy Cowl systems to create those Catwoman edition Legacy Cowls. That's all I can say at the moment.
it looks like Catwoman gloves actually. To be fair,
Yeah, they're gloves with
the gloves
claws.
that they use, yeah, yeah. Oh, she must have quite a few of them. That's
Um,
pretty cool. Honestly, I love it. And at this stage, I'm like, it does feel like it's gonna be satisfying everybody, from people in the con for the exclusivity and people at home. So especially with the with the engagement. I honestly can't fault anything about this one. Like, I'm super excited. I can't wait to read it. Like, uh,
Well, the story is the place where we have the most opportunity and the most flexibility. So I feel it's easier for me to talk about story than it is, say, to talk about technology and things like that. But,
mhm,
we've been able to continue to expand the in-world objects, these story points that have come out in recent months, and things like the Court of Owl's mask, the Catwoman claw.
mhm,
Well, we want to make sure that we're reflecting what makes the most sense as objects that connect to characters and experiences and your opportunities as collectors to be engaged in Gotham City.
mhm,
There are a lot of new tendrils. There are a lot of new opportunities as we're introducing more aspects of this story world in this phase. So I'm very excited to talk to you about these, to be able to bring you more content and more stories and more experiences in the rest of summer and fall, and to continue to grow this program because it is growing. Like,
mhm.
we are seeing each of these releases as another step in a bigger story world that's defined by these votes. And the Batcowls have laid the foundation. And you'll see some indications of that in this book as well.
Mhm. Wow. Okay. Well, thank you
Yeah.
very much. Honestly, that short and sweet. I know that I wish I could.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I could attend. Is there
Yeah.
anything else like you want to finish us with?
Um, I mean, I want to say I'm super excited to be at an in-person event, and I'm so excited to meet members of the community in person. For a few of our past events, it's been massively star-crossed because I was planning to go to New York, and then family got COVID, and then I was planning to go to this, and someone else in the family got sick. So it's sort of the last thing I want to do is create a bad experience. But I'm so excited to be able to meet Batcowl holders who are able to attend. You'll find me at the DC booth every day. I'm so, so stoked to be able to connect with as many of you who are able to be there in person as possible. I'm always happy to hear from you all. It just means the world that you're in the program with us, that you're part of the project, and that you're still with us after all this time, because this is our third year with the Batcowl holders. This is
Hmm.
huge. We're so excited.
Oh,
It's such a big thing, and how we develop this story over time, like, it has to have different phases. It has to change, like, look at different characters and then come back in different ways. Like, that's just a normal ebb and flow for storytelling. In practice, you'll see more things sometimes and less things others, and that can be a really emotional dynamic for fans and communities. And believe me, I know. But I'm very excited to see these new stories from Legacy Cowl Saga coming out. I'm so excited to meet with many of you at Comic-Con, and I'm really excited for our next drops coming out in August. I think Justice League #1 is dropping August 1st, so that's a great DCC3 title. It's a hugely sought after collectible in the print edition world. We've got our fourth original comic, Catwoman Legacy Cowl, dropping Thursday. So much more coming in August and September that I can't talk about yet. This
we
is
talk
this is
about.
like my day every day. Like, Shay and I have like these sessions where we're like, we can't talk
Okay,
about any of this
so,
yet.
so you can't
We've
talk about.
spent hours building each of these pieces, but we can't talk about it yet. They're going to
So
be so excited. I
not,
wish I
not,
could, but
nothing, nothing on back house. Nothing at all. Not one thing on the back house front. Nothing.
I've talked about Batcowl, y'all. Like, what I'm not
Okay,
going to do
I
what I'm
tried.
not going to do is disrespect the technical team by trying to
Okay,
tell you something
okay, that's fine.
before it's ready to go. Know
Okay.
that every day we're checking in and working on the features that you all have most wanted.
Yeah.
Some of those are gated experiences, some of those are things like self custody, which we are still on track to get you. And I know that there will be updates once that team is ready to talk about them, and we have confirmed timelines for when we can engage with you in a stable and sustainable product point. Like, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
throw something out there
That's okay.
that's not the team's accurate points. But we're
Yeah.
really excited about these new features. We're really excited to bring you more. I'm so excited to be launching this fourth issue with
Wow.
y'all.
Yeah.
It's
Absolutely.
going to be amazing. The book is gorgeous. It's so
Yes,
beautiful.
it is.
I'm so excited to hear what you all think on Thursday. And I'm really, really stoked to be able to meet more of you in person this week.
Oh wow, have fun. And
Yeah.
yeah, no, congrats again on the amazing crossover. And yeah, guys, check out the store. Like we've got lots of new goodies. But yeah, to those going, I hope you guys have a ton of fun. And yeah, I can't wait to see what's next. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
honestly.
Oh,
Um,
last thing, a lot
mhm.
of the stuff going on at Comic-Con is going to be celebrating the 35th anniversary of the 1989 Batman. So if you aren't able to join us in person, I hope you all will take some time this weekend and check out that classic film. Michael Keaton is a sick Batman. He's so cool. And looking forward to talking to you all more after the event and when we have more announcements in store coming quite soon. So,
Awesome.
all right, y'all, have a great day, and I'll see you in
Have a
San
great
Diego.
day. Thanks for joining me. Thank you. See you
Bye.
guys. Bye.